Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel, Bachelor Nation News fans. Fans of Golden Bachelorette are slamming Chock's hometown state, which they claim is too private to be shown on TV. During the 6th episode of Joan Vasso's inaugural season, the leading lady traveled to meet the families of her final 4 men, Chock, Guy, Pascal, and Jordan. Her last hometown state was with Chock in his native Wichita, Kansas, and the contestant couldn't help remind Joan he missed her a lot and didn't stop showering her with love, something fans thought was cringy. However, the real cringy part of their date came when Chock took Joan to his mother's memorial, where tons of his family and friends came out to support him and his mother's memory. Chock's mother died 2 episodes earlier, and he even left to take care of his family in the aftermath before quickly returning before the episode's rose ceremony. Fans online thought the memorial date was too personal for viewers to watch, and for Joan to attend. On X, formerly Twitter, one fan wrote, "Oh my God, a memorial service is a brutal hometown date. I don't have words." Another added, "I don't know. I think Chock has way too many people at this meeting, and it seems like a very personal family gathering to being her into." A third agreed, "Hold up, this is a funeral? What the heck?" As a fourth said, "It's a big deal to be a part of such an intimate, special moment." A fifth penned, "This feels like a very private moment." Another said, "Chock's hometown? Cut the cameras. I'm sobbing." Meanwhile, fans thought Joan's date with Guy in Lake Tahoe, Nevada seemed stiff. Taking to X, formerly Twitter, one fan wrote, "Joan is further proving she's really not ready, or that Guy is not the one." Another said during the date, "Joan is always so stiff and uncomfortable with these men. Someone needs to give her a drink." A third said, "Guy isn't her guy. No spark with him. I don't think she's ready for another love, though." A fourth added, "Big difference in her reaction to Pascal and Guy. I think she knows Pascal is fun, but not to marry, though." A fifth penned, "Guy is just bleh to me. She has such a stronger connection with the other men, except Pascal." As a sixth wrote, "I'm surprised Guy made it this far, TB." The leading man has already made his intentions clear. He doesn't want to relive his most painful experience and plans to find a wife. While sitting down with people, he spoke about the pre-recorded season and how he handled the drama that always transpires. He said, "In a situation like that, where any move you make is really pivotal, I think that me waiting until I had all the evidence and then making a decision was the best move on the chessboard." The reality star said the issues that arose taught him a lot about himself, but also the women after his heart. He realized that their maturity showed how much they wanted a family and long-lasting relationship. "It's really easy for somebody to tell you what they want, but I think that actions speak louder than words," he declared. Ellis explained, "If they're starting drama, or if they're gossiping, or if they're doing certain things, that just indicates a lack of maturity. For me, a red flag is somebody who's too self-absorbed," he added. Yet another added, "I'm cringing watching Joan kiss Guy, not very romantic." As a seventh pointed out, "It's just so embarrassing to watch the other dates when Chock just so clearly has this in the bag." Before the Hometowns episode, fans complained that the season seems to be going quickly. Previews for Hometowns, "No wonder Joan isn't in love yet. This season is too fast," one fan wrote on the site. "The last few seasons of the Bachelor franchise move so fast, and this season has felt extremely fast. We aren't getting enough of a slow burn. Usually, in older seasons, some of the contestants get more than one-on-one dates, causing drama for those who haven't gotten one date yet. I was gonna say, it seems like going on one-on-one date and then a handful of group dates wouldn't be enough for someone to want to get engaged," one person wrote. "The golden seasons are shorter than the regular Bachelor and Bachelorette seasons. The first golden one was an experiment, a test to judge the viewership and see if they could put life back into the Bachelor franchise." Broke the internet? When it comes to the Golden Bachelorette, fans know to expect drama, romance, and the occasional tearful confession. But no one, not even the most seasoned Bachelor Nation bloggers, could have predicted what would unfold when frontrunner Chock Reynolds invited Joan Vassos on what producers teased as a soulful and meaningful hometown state. By the end of the episode, Twitter was ablaze. Reddit threads ballooned past 4,000 comments in hours, and fans had one burning question: what was Chock thinking? "I feel like I need a cold shower after that hometown," one fan wrote. Another said bluntly, "This wasn't romance, this was voyeurism." But let's rewind, because to understand why Chock's choice sparked outrage, we need to talk about how far he went and why Joan may have let him. The golden gentleman with a darker edge. Chock, a 62-year-old retired marine biologist with a penchant for poetry and woodworking, had charmed his way into viewers' hearts early on. With his salt and pepper beard and deep-set blue eyes, he embodied the quiet wisdom and gentle masculinity that Golden Bachelorette viewers craved. But there had always been whispers. From day one, fellow contestants claimed Chock had a mysterious side. One even hinted to producers off-camera that he had a history of intense relationships that didn't end well. Still, none of that seemed to matter to Joan. Since their first slow dance under the stars, she'd been hooked. "Chock listens with his heart," Joan had said during episode 3, her voice trembling. "He's the first man in years who really sees me." But did he see too much? What happened in Cape Cod? For the Hometowns episode, Joan flew to Cape Cod, where Chock lives in a seaside cottage inherited from his grandmother. Viewers were expecting a classic beach date, maybe clam bakes, maybe family introductions. Instead, they got none of that. There were no family members, no friends, no awkward meet-the-parents chats, just Joan and Chock, and a secluded cabin in the dunes with no cameras inside. That's right, for the first time in Golden history, the couple requested, and were granted, a partial camera blackout. "Chock wanted our connection to be private," Joan told producers afterward. "He said, 'Let's just be two people, not two contestants,' and I said yes." The screen faded to black, and a message appeared. "Due to the private nature of the next portion of this date, portions have been omitted at the request of the participants." Cue meltdown. Fans demand answers. By the time the next scene rolled in, Joan buttoning her coat with a dreamy smile as the sun rose behind her, fans were already typing furiously. What just happened? Why would production allow this? If this was a younger season, there'd be pitchforks. Across social media, a storm was brewing, but it wasn't just about what was not shown, it was about what was implied. "I'm not here to slut-shame a 60-year-old woman," said one TikToker, "but let's be honest, this wasn't a date. This was a golden fantasy suite disguised as a hometown." Reddit user BatchFanSince98 started a mega thread titled "The Joan plus Chock Disrespect, Hometowns Edition," which quickly racked up thousands of upvotes. "Imagine being the other men still fighting for her," the top comment read. The other men spoke out. They didn't stay quiet for long. Elliot, a 64-year-old widowed jazz pianist from New Orleans and one of Joan's final 3, posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Love shouldn't need shadows." Ralph, the fan-favorite grandpa from Arizona, followed with a video message. "Hometowns are supposed to be about sharing your roots, your people, your values, not hiding away and playing house for 12 hours. That wasn't Hometowns. That was a test run." The Golden Bachelorette production team issued a statement, insisting they respected Joan and Chock's request for privacy, but that only added fuel to the fire. Bachelor Nation sleuths began to speculate. Was this the moment Joan made her decision? Was Chock already the winner? Joan breaks her silence. 2 days after the episode aired, Joan took to Instagram Live, looking radiant but visibly rattled. "I've seen the reactions," she began. "And I just want to say, this was our moment, not the show's, not the world's, ours." She explained that Chock had planned the date to honor his late wife, who had also loved privacy and long nights by the fireplace. "We sat, we talked, we laughed, we cried. Yes, it was emotional, but it wasn't about excluding anyone. It was about honoring a different kind of intimacy." Some fans were touched, but others weren't buying it. "She's protecting him, you can see it," wrote one viewer. Another added, "If that's the kind of connection they have, secretive, exclusive, off-camera, I worry for her." A golden divide. Bachelor Nation was split. The Team Chon shippers, yes, the nickname caught on quickly, praised their bond as mature and boundary-setting. But critics labeled it manipulative.
Chock deliberately isolated her, said Bachelorette commentator Bree Fields in a podcast. This wasn't romantic. It was strategic. Some even wondered if Joan was coerced into the date structure. He's testing how she handles being in his world, Bree continued, and she's too enamored to see it. The controversy sparked think pieces, late-night sketches, and even a parody TikTok series called Chock's Cabin, featuring puppet versions of the contestants reenacting the off-camera portion. A fractured finale? As the final rose ceremony nears, insiders say the production is scrambling. Joan's bond with Chock is unshakable, but public opinion could jeopardize the show's carefully crafted image. Rumors leaked that Chock had refused to film parts of the upcoming finale unless he could speak unedited. One producer allegedly told a crew member, "He's treating this like a documentary, not a dating show." Meanwhile, Joan was spotted flying solo in LA this week, wearing no visible engagement ring. Fans speculate a breakup is already in motion. "I think she chose him and now regrets it," one tweet read. Backlash meets reality. In an emergency sit-down with Jesse Plomer, producers asked Joan to reflect on the hometown's controversy. "I know people have strong opinions," she tearfully said, "but Chock made me feel safe. For the first time in decades, I didn't have to perform." When asked whether their night in Cape Cod crossed the line, Joan paused. "It was private, not inappropriate, and I don't owe anyone the details of what two consenting adults shared." Still, Bachelor Nation is known for eating its own. Fan accounts launched hashtags like Free Joan and Chock Blocked. One even organized a petition to ban off-camera time during critical stages of future Golden seasons. The decision we didn't see coming. At the finale, already being dubbed the Golden Reckoning, Joan shocked everyone. She walked out in a shimmering gown, her eyes steelier than ever. Chock stood waiting with a trembling smile. But instead of handing out a final rose, she placed it on the podium. "I came here to find a partner who respects every part of me, even the part that still needs clarity," she said. "Chock, I admire your depth, but I realized I don't want to be hidden anymore. I want to be loved out loud." Gasps. Chock nodded, eyes glistening. "You deserve that, even if it's not with me." The audience erupted. Some cried, some cheered, but everyone agreed Joan had just delivered the most golden moment in Bachelorette history. Where are they now? Chock returned to Cape Cod, reportedly working on a memoir titled The Tides We Shared. He stayed off social media, but was seen attending a poetry reading in Boston. Joan, meanwhile, is rumored to be in early talks with a major network about hosting her own midlife romance talk show. And as for Bachelor Nation, they're still divided. But one thing is certain, Joan Vassos didn't just break the mold, she rewrote it. And all it took was a private date that made everyone question what love should look like when the cameras are watching.